Welcome back, everybody. It's DestinysJesus here. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys some of the best ways that you can get arena points fast if you want to get to champs as quick as possible. If you guys aren't aware, this tournament's starting in about a week, and I'm pretty sure you're going to have champs for them. So these are the easiest ways that you can get champs. I got champs today. I was one of the first 50 people in the world to actually get champs, and I was also the highest arena points in the world, like top 30 as well, after getting it. Our first tip to actually getting champs as quick as possible is just to actually just play team mode arena. I did actually start sort of playing 8 hours of arena with solo arena. I got like 1k in the first hour. However, the thing is, the solo arena is much easier to die off spawn, which brings us into our next point. You need to have a good strategy for off spawn in arena to make sure you don't die off spawn. The reason so many people just spend so much time losing points in arena is because they actually go ahead and die off spawn too much, and that basically means that you drop down points with the bus fare every single game. You need to always try to maximize the amount of times where you're not actually losing out on any bus fare, and instead you're just getting the maximum amount of points and only getting it for the amount of kills and wins you get. As I said before, these are the two best off spawn strategies that I found to just maximize the amount of kills you can get early game as well as mid game without the risk of you dying off spawn too much. The first one is just going to be landing straight on this Coney Blimp. I did this for pretty much like 60 to 70% of today, just landing straight on Coney Blimp. Either try to land on one of the side things, don't land up top, it just means you're kind of in the open too much. Land on one of the side things. If you have a bad drop, you can actually land on this back side here and go underneath, and then from there just try to regroup your teammates. All of you need to be landing in the same area at once when you're trying to go for high amount of arena points in a short amount of time, just because you can't have anyone milking off spawn like Archie was doing today. Instead, just try to make sure you all land on the same area, and then from there, what you want to do is actually figure out a good W key path. What I found best is actually go ahead and, as soon as you've done looting this, is go straight down into Coney, come down here, basically wipe everyone in Coney, make sure obviously careful of the tank, and then go back up, hit this bottom left glider, come the whole way down over here. You can try to third party team in this area if there's anyone, and then go ahead and rotate straight to this hill, and at this point you're in tilted and you're able to third party it straight away. From here, there's a couple of things you can do. You can go up to Fortress and fight people there, or you can go into the sort of cami split area down this way, or even go back towards Bugle. Basically just depending on the zone is where you go after that. But that should guarantee you at least 12 kills. If you're playing Arena and Jewelry, you should get at least 10 kills just from doing this early path. You take out the big POIs and you go straight into third partying that other one very quickly. The next spawn that I like is actually landing just on the front of the grotto here. If you're playing Arena, all three of you land straight in the front and then run straight in. Basically it means that you're not have anyone dying. So many teams, they're going and landing on this top bit here, they're not getting split. This whole building here is really confusing. They're landing on the sides, they're landing all weirdly around. Just land all three of you, or both of you are playing Arena, straight in the front hole, and then from there obviously you can just wipe everyone, fly over to Fortress, go straight into Tilted, and then go to Coney and do a similar path to that. Very simple and effective, getting high kills immediately. And let's go into our next tip and trick for actually getting high amount of arena points in a short amount of time. The next tip is just actually how to find people more consistently in arena. Basically, as soon as you've done your initial path and you've gone to the next POI or third partying, just use the blimps and use the cannons to spread out as much as possible. Just scout out different areas and think about where teams are going to rotate from. You can imagine what I'm thinking here is there's going to be a team rotating from Bugle or Sleepy that will be able to scout out in this top right area. Archie scouting out if there's another team who's landing top left or in Command Cavern, as you can see here, and then Kian's going straight south to find the teams over Rocky. Basically spreading out as far as possible. Of course, there's always going to be teams doing like Cray Stratton, Fishing in Storm, or teams just playing full edge, so you're not really going to find that easily. So just think about the common areas where people are going to rotate from, and then as soon as one of you actually finds it, just make sure you realize and calm immediately, okay, are they good or are they bad? If your teammate thinks they're sort of bad, they're not really ramping up properly, they're not actually starting to fight, that means that they can just kind of 1v3 them or just fight them normally, and it will save you time in looking for another team to fight. Or you can actually do what you do here, where we realize, oh, it's a sort of good team, or it's a team in a tank or something where you can need some help, and then one of you just flies over and you start fighting them straight away. This basically means that you're getting the highest chance of actually finding people, and then when you do find those people, because you're able to regroup up quickly by using the cannons and using sort of, if you have pads, of course, you don't need to go right next to the cannon, you can basically regroup up straight away and get into fights as quick as possible with your teammate and wipe the teams very quickly. The key thing with arena fighting is just trying to be efficient and just taking spray angles. You don't always need to be box fighting every team you run across. Just taking smart angles like this and just spraying from the side is normally enough to kill someone in arena, especially if they're playing around on a tank like this guy is here. My final two tips here is actually how to find people in these later zones, just so you can go into the next game as quick as possible. Of course, you don't want to be playing out like a full moving zone in arena if you're trying to maximize that points. And just when it comes to these sort of later periods, of course, there's going to be people that randomly just dispersed around fighting. And also there's going to be people doing what I call like POI grouping. They basically just cluster up in POIs for whatever reason, like a whole bad trio will just go and like chill and log jam for whatever reason. I really don't understand it. They basically just go to log jam to just loot up and like farm mats and stuff in arena or base up. Just think, where would a bad player go in this situation? I'd probably be like, oh, let's just go to a tall building and log jam, and they'll probably be there most of the time. That's probably my #1 tip for just finding people. Just think of how a bad player would think. So like on top of a hill or on top of a log jam or something like that is normally where a bad player would end up. And of course, there is people doing like cray strat. However, cray strat tends to die out towards like 4th zone into 50-50. They tend to just die to storm because they run out of hills, but they do like 2nd place. So that's a bit annoying. If you can't find anyone, you checked all the bushes and stuff, they're probably doing cray strat and just sitting in a bush. As always, I hope you guys could enjoy this short video. I hope you guys enjoy. But as always, make sure to like and also subscribe if you're new and you're enjoying the content. Alright, that was a fun gaming experience.